@Julio Sánchez Cristo Oficial.
Ahí está, ese es nuestro invitado. Esta es la banda sonora de las 50 sombras liberadas. Muy popular. Este es un dueto con Rita Ora, pero nuestro invitado ha tenido duetos con French Montana, con Dixie D'Amelio. Ha tenido dueto con J Balvin, entre otros. Este es uno de los mejores. Y también lo conocimos por muchos éxitos que tuvo con su grupo One Direction. Es un placer saludarlo. Ana, por favor, dígale a Liam que bienvenido, Liam Payne, bienvenido a la W y bienvenido a Colombia, porque está confirmada su visita a Colombia septiembre 3.
Good morning, Liam. Thank you very much for your time today at W Radio, and welcome to Colombia, because you will be in Colombia in September, and that is something that is confirmed. So welcome.
Thank you. Yep, Liam here. Hi, nice to meet you guys. I'm extremely excited to get back. It's been a long time since I've been to Colombia. Actually, I've never been there as a solo artist before, so it's going to be very, very fun.
Bueno, nos dice que está feliz de volver a Colombia, es su primera vez como solista y eso lo tiene muy emocionado.
Bueno, preguntémosle a Liam. Hoy en día, mirando sus éxitos como solista, ¿se hacen casi imprescindibles los duetos, Ana?
Liam, as we read through your music and the hits that you have had, we see that you have done collaborations with many other artists. Do you believe that that's something that is perhaps a must in the music industry nowadays, that even though you're a single artist, you do duets or collaboration with other artists?
For sure. I mean, even getting to work with one of your hometown boys, actually, which was J Balvin, which was a lot of fun. It was fun for me to do that because I actually had to learn to sing in Spanish then afterwards, because obviously I can't take Jay around me everywhere as much as I'd like to. But yeah, I think, for me as an emerging solo artist after coming out of the band, it was just easier to have somebody else on the stage. And I don't know, I think I kind of doubted myself for a long time, so I would always collaborate with other artists because I didn't really believe very much in myself. But I think now that I've kind of had some time away, I don't think we have one collaboration lined up on my next album actually yet. So I'm actually quite excited to kind of put my own music out, put my own slant on things. But it was a lovely time to go around and do this sort of, collaborations album that I did before. I got to meet some of the most amazing artists, world over. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Pues nos dice que estuvo con J Balvin también haciendo un trabajo, entonces estos duetos se hicieron muy divertidos para él, por supuesto, pues tener una colaboración con un cantante en español fue muy emocionante para él, y él como solista emergente, porque pues por supuesto antes hacía parte de un grupo, pues es más fácil comenzar con alguien más o con otros temas, con duetos o acompañados con alguien más en la canción, pero dice que por mucho tiempo por supuesto dudó de sí mismo y eso lo hacía más fácil, pero ahora cree que está mucho más seguro de sí mismo, estuvo alejado un tiempo, pudo reflexionar y no hay colaboraciones en su nuevo trabajo, está muy emocionado por ese nuevo trabajo que viene como solista y pues también de colaborar con esos otros artistas que conoció en todo este tiempo que lleva de carrera.
Yo quiero volver un poco al pasado. Ellos estuvieron aquí en Colombia hace 10 años más o menos como grupo. Yo quisiera entender un poco y que él nos resuelva la duda, ¿por qué ellos deciden separarse un año después estando en el punto más alto, en la cúspide de su carrera como agrupación, por supuesto One Direction?
We want to go back a bit in time. You guys went to Colombia perhaps 10 years ago, but you guys went as a band, One Direction. And the question would be, why did you guys decide to separate 1 year after, in a moment where the band was having so much success?
To be honest with you, I think it just got to a point for us where we were rushing around so much, making so many albums, meeting so many people. We didn't really stop for 5 years, so I think we kind of just needed that pause for thought. It was a really lovely moment with the boys, actually, in particular Louis on the phone, where I kind of went over and we were like, wow, that was a really big thing, wasn't it? And I just don't think that when you're so close to a project like that, you can really see how amazing it's been, and we never really got a chance to celebrate anything, so it was quite nice to step away from. I mean, and also massively daunting, because then you're going on your own, and there's no real handbook or guidebook for being a pop star, you just kind of do it. So for me in particular, I kind of suffered a little bit in that moment, more than I let on, in that I didn't know how ready I was to step out on my own. I didn't really know how much I was going to enjoy that, because all the enjoyment came from being with those boys. But now I've kind of corrected those wrongs in my life and how I felt about myself. I feel like I'm much more empowered to step out on the stage and to make the right music and at least have a message or something to say to someone, because I just don't think there's any more useless pop music anymore.
Pues nos dice que quiere ser muy honesto en esta respuesta porque que llegó a un punto en que estaban haciendo tantos álbums, nos dice que no pararon por 5 años, llegó un momento en que necesitaban una pausa y pues poder celebrar ese proyecto y todo lo que habían hecho con One Direction, porque tenían tanto trabajo que nunca llegaron a celebrar todo el éxito que estaba teniendo. Y pues dice que obviamente como una estrella pop emergente en ese grupo, pues cometió muchos errores, ya aprendió de ellos y ya está listo para disfrutar de los éxitos que tenga ahora como solista y está empoderado para hacer la música correcta ahora.
Liam, pero ¿cómo es el proceso después de semejante éxito global como lo es One Direction? ¿Cómo es el proceso para volver a inventarse como artista, para decidir cuál es el camino que le da a su vida a partir de ese momento, que es lo único que usted conocía como artista hasta entonces?
How is the process to, like perhaps run away or take away that group presentation that you had and launch this single career? Because all you knew when you started your career very young was to be part of a band. How was that process to change that into being a single singer?
Well, I mean, for me, I think it was difficult because I was so used to being in the group. But I've been singing in pubs and clubs and stuff since I was 14 years old. I've been doing my job for a long time now. So I actually operated without the boys for 2 years before me and the boys got together. So I was lucky that my dad kind of backed me in that sense and took me out and did those different gigs, and I really worked my ass off to get through that sort of time in my life to learn my craft in a way. So that was quite fun, but I just also think that, the thing about One Direction was it was fun, it was free, and that was that bit on the stage. I think that after I left the band, it just wasn't fun anymore. I didn't feel very free. I actually felt quite controlled in my environment because I didn't really know what the hell I was doing. I hadn't grown in so many places as a person, and I think, I'm 30 this month, and I just feel really pretty good about things, and I feel like I actually have something to say now, rather than just singing a song somebody else has written for me. And I think just going out and, all the fans have kind of grown with us as solo artists, so I'm happy to kind of be at the age where I can start to say a little bit more, and, if my music helps one person who went through what I went through, or, amplifies someone's happiest day, or any of those things, really, I think for me that's my job, and that's what I want to do, is create those memories and be part of those memories for people. So that's kind of the next move for me, really. But yeah, it was definitely difficult stepping out without the boys, but I'm kind of happy now to get to make my own place on the stage, much like many of them have done so successfully. It's so great to see, but it's, I really want to have some of that for myself now.
Bueno, para él fue difícil porque estaba acostumbrado a un grupo durante esa carrera cuando estaba en One Direction, pero nos dice que antes de entrar a ese grupo, también desde los 14 años cantó como solista, llevaba mucho tiempo haciendo ese trabajo, presentaciones y conciertos en solitario. El papá lo impulsó a hacer y a aprender este arte, entonces nos dice que después de dejarle a banda, pues quería esa libertad que ya no sentía en One Direction, porque simplemente estaba cantando la canción de otra persona, que otra persona escribía para él, y ahora se siente bien, ahora se siente mejor de hacer lo que le gusta, de enviar un mensaje positivo, de alentar a las personas a que mejoren su día o que se sientan identificados con las historias que cantan, y por eso ahora está mucho más feliz, está feliz por el éxito de los de One Direction, pero también de seguir en su carrera en solitario.
Ana, una de las canciones más reconocidas de Liam como solista es Familiar, justamente con J Balvin. ¿Ha pensado o ha hablado sobre la posibilidad de colaborar nuevamente con un artista colombiano?
One of our favorite songs of you is the one that you did in collaboration with J Balvin, Familia. Have you thought about collaborating with another Colombian singer or with J Balvin again?
Yeah, no, I loved doing it with J Balvin. It was also quite fun to be able to learn the Spanish side of it, because obviously I couldn't take him to every single gig that I did afterwards, and I forgot that when I kind of made it. I was, I'm going to have to learn the Spanish part now. I still don't know entirely what I'm saying, but I think my pronunciation pulls it off enough. But yeah, Jay was loads of fun. I also got to present the Latin, the Grammy, VMAs a while ago, or MTV Awards, I think it was. Yeah, that's all. And I got to meet so many amazing artists, like LG, like a bunch of other people, and it was so much fun to be on that stage. with those artists. And I just think that, you know, I was in the studio recently with J Balvin. He showed me his new album, and it was so amazing. I was literally giggling like a child at one point because they were all so good. So I really think there will be a new resurgence from what Jay's done in reggaeton music, which is fantastic. It's such a happy, fun type of music, and I do really enjoy it.
Pues nos dice que amó esa colaboración con J Balvin. Fue muy divertido cantar ese pedazo en español, aunque no está seguro que entienda del todo lo que dice y aún pues le cuesta un poco la pronunciación. Aún así fue muy divertido estar en el estudio con J Balvin. Dice que el reggaetón es una música muy divertida, que le encanta, es una música para estar feliz, y estaba casi como un niño en el estudio cantando y tarareando las canciones de J Balvin. Y nos dice que estuvo hace poco también en los premios de MTV Latino, conoció a Karol G y fue muy divertido estar allí en tarima compartiendo con todos esos artistas latinos, entre esos Karol G, también colombiana, por supuesto.
Grace, él hablaba de que él está en la música desde que era muy joven, y precisamente por eso yo quería preguntarle sobre los riesgos que uno enfrenta cuando entra a una industria como la de la música desde tan joven, y en el caso de él en específico porque él ha hablado abiertamente sobre el tema de su adicción al alcohol y lo que ha sido su camino hacia una rehabilitación. Y yo quiero preguntarle sobre esos riesgos que él cree que a lo mejor la gente no sabe, pero que existen cuando uno empieza una carrera como la que él empezó desde tan joven. I want to ask you, because you mentioned in an answer before that you started doing music very early, and sometimes we as outsiders, when we see kids enter the music industry so young, we wonder what are the risks. And I link this to what you have spoken about your sobriety journey, and if you think that perhaps people are not aware about the risks that are in terms of addiction causing when you enter an industry like the music industry at such a young age.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know if I knew what I signed up for when I started, and you know, I've been doing my job since I was 14 years old, which I've been very lucky to be able to hold a job for that long, which is great. But I do think it definitely left scars on me of different things. You know, some of those weren't so much the music industry's fault. It's just that, like, you haven't unpacked a lot of stuff that's happened in your life before you start this job, and then it's kind of like throwing it on a bonfire in a way. And you know, the way it affects your family, the way it affects a load of things in your life. You know, being in a position where everybody knows you. I've had that literally since I was 14, so it was quite a funky place to be, going on the school bus and having people like taking pictures of you and stuff. It's quite strange, but you know, I wouldn't change a thing now. I am where I am. I've kind of made my own sense of, you know, why I've ended up at this place as you know, on the eve of turning 30, really. And like I said, it's just, you know, it's definitely given me something to say, and if I can help anybody out in my position, not so much on the fame side, but for the things that happened to me before and kind of stop that happening to somebody else, that would be, you know, my life stream, really. And yeah, I just think that, you know, it's a great life, and I have a lot of gratitude for where I've gotten to and the amazing sights and traveling the world, always most amazing, exciting things. But there were definitely low moments, and I, you know, will never minimize or hide those from anyone, because, you know, there's good bits and bad bits, but it's just about having the right people around you at the right time. And I was lucky that I had people to watch my back I think my worst place, and you know, help me to get the help that I need, and not everybody is that lucky. So you know, I'm double grateful really to be out the other side of it now, and to have something to say that, you know, like I say, it might change somebody's life. So.
Pues nos dice que él está en la industria desde los 14 años, como ya nos había contado, y no estaba seguro en ese momento en qué se estaba metiendo. Entonces está muy afortunado, se siente afortunado de haber hecho el trabajo por tanto tiempo, pero sin duda este trabajo dejó también algunas secuelas en su vida, afectó toda su vida familiar, y pues es una posición difícil a los 14 años tener tanta fama, que las personas se quieran tomar fotos con él tan pequeño, pero él no cambiaría nada de lo que ha vivido. Dice que ahora tiene algo que contar, algo que decir, no la parte de la fama, pero sí los momentos difíciles, y va a ayudar pues a otras personas que han pasado por lo mismo con su música. Ese es su propósito ahora mismo. Well, Liam, thank you so much for being with us in W Radio. It's been a pleasure having you in our show, and we are waiting for you here in Colombia. We're really anxious for your concert.
Yeah, I'm really excited. There's going to be some new songs that old songs that you've heard that I've never sang before for my album. It's at the Chamorro City Hall on the 3rd of the 9th And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope to see you guys down there. And lots of love to all of my fans over Latin America. You guys have really stuck by me through all the hardships, and I'm kind of happy to get to say goodbye to some of these songs in the way that I sang them before, and show you like the real side of my music and what I really want to say to you guys. So thank you for sticking by me. Lots of love. I'll see you there.
Acompáñenos en el canal de YouTube @Julio Sánchez Cristo Oficial.